is Talia Braverman, and I am a Jewish student at Amity Regional High School, a place labeled by media sources as rampant with anti-Semitism. Throughout my time at Amity, I have experienced a fair amount of anti-Semitism, playing witness to Holocaust and Jew jokes, and even having change thrown at me by a fellow student. But I never realized how big the issue was until I went to a Board of Education meeting that was held on November 12th of 2018. Dozens of students attended the meeting and described their experiences with anti-Semitism.
I've heard many accounts of anti-Semitism firsthand. These jokes have been normalized.
Imagine for a moment that you're using the bathroom in the boys' locker room and you look to your left only to see a very large swastika carved into the plastic on the side of the stall glaring back at you. It truly sickens me to see these things happening at a place where I come to learn.
It has come to the point that this is affecting our education. We couldn't pay attention. We couldn't listen. Some of us excused ourselves every period today because it was too much for us to handle. I do not feel safe here. I do not feel safe here.
I can undoubtedly say that I do not feel safe here. Thank you.
Ultimately, the meeting led to a charged and heated conversation about hatred in all of its forms.
After the meeting, the day after, it was very quiet at school. It was like you could probably hear a pin drop in the hallway, and I think a lot of people were scared because now it was almost like news had broken and spread around the school, and it was a lot of people taking sides and people accusing and a lot of false things spreading around.
Following the Board of Education meeting, dialogue began to take place throughout the school, including in hallways, at lunch, and in classrooms.
Those kinds of jokes and rhetoric has been normalized over the years because of how widespread the usage has been, which is very unfortunate. And I think that the administration is legitimately trying to rectify as much as possible. And I do want to see justice brought to the students who perpetrated the most recent and most prevalent attacks, but I don't think that it's going to be as easy as a lot of people think that it's going to be.
Open forum conversations were also held hourly throughout the school day following the Board of Ed meeting to allow students to voice their perspectives about the issue. But these gatherings ended up being a platform for sadness and anger to be openly expressed instead of sparking productive change.
Yesterday we had a session with over 100 students, and it was basically about what's been going on and the people who have been pretty much causing this, all these issues or allegedly causing these issues showed up. Someone stood up and said that they had in the past called themselves a Nazi, but then continued to justify it and say that my fears were unfound because it was all a joke. But I don't find joking about someone associating yourself with someone who murdered my family member as a joke.
I think at first everyone had a big swell of emotion, and I think it became a blame game very fast. And with all the false stories going around and the rumors, it was a lot of pointing fingers, a lot of threats on both sides.
Ultimately, change really began with the involvement of the Anti-Defamation League, commonly referred to as the ADL. An organization committed to fighting all forms of hate, the ADL sent two representatives named Susan Walden and Margie Lipshed Shapiro to work with Amity and develop a plan of action to diffuse the social tension. In addition to working with Amity faculty, the ADL representatives sat down with students and discussed effective ways of informing peers about anti-Semitism. The pair also listened to the students' suggestions on ways to confront hatred moving forward.
We need your help. We need young people's help. So, yes.
While the face-to-face conversations that played out made great strides in addressing the issues of hatred that were brought to the school's attention, the media also played a huge role in the aftermath of the Board of Education meeting.
This was a good example of how social media and media platforms can be agents for change in a positive way, because I do think that the idea of the focus that we can use to have conversations around these concerns is a great thing. I also think the spread of misinformation is very concerning.
Several local news sources released reports about the events at Amity, distinctively marking it with a negative label. While the sources used factual evidence, many sources displayed that evidence in a way that only acknowledged Amity for the social issues that had occurred there, rather than the discussion that was taking place as a result. I personally had to contact one news source after a clip of my testimony at the Board of Education meeting was used in a report to give an impression that I was frustrated with the administration at Amity. After an email exchange with the network, they removed the clip from their report. Simultaneously, many students flocked to social media, starting the hashtag #StrongerThanHate, a phrase coined during the aftermath of the mass shooting that occurred in a synagogue in Pittsburgh. The slogan, written inside a blue heart, soon became a symbol for Amity's efforts to combat the hatred it had faced. Pins were distributed to every student with the icon, and members of the Amity community wrote on blank blue hearts messages of hope that were ultimately posted in the main hallway of the school. Now, nearly 3 months later, efforts are still being made to address the issues that were raised at the Board of Education meeting and to continue fighting hatred within Amity High School.
Specifically this year, we have the mentorship plan for upperclassmen to work with 8th and 9th grade English classes to discuss the significance of To Kill a Mockingbird and then Night. Then we also are going to be training about 24 students in the Becoming an Ally program through ADL. We're going to be having the training in the end of May, and then I'm going to be organizing kind of a convene for those students who have been trained as allies this year to get together before the end of the year, so probably first week of June, and come up with kind of a plan and a vision for next year.
Most importantly, the actions taken over the months at Amity have sparked discussion throughout the entire community.
This is not an Amity thing. This is an issue that is, kind of ubiquitous. We're trying to take it, tackle it head on here. But I think that partnering with our community groups, not only with our clergy, but with other kind of action groups, is a really important piece. We all want what's best for kids, and the reason we want what's best for kids is because we want what's best for society. And so I know it's hokey, but I truly am committed to our mission statement, and helping develop the skills that are necessary in students to become contributing members of a just society. That just society is what we have to keep